The Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) has honored the governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Yahaya Bello, with a Distinguished Role Model Award in Education for his outstanding achievement in the education sector of Kogi State in the last 4 years.
This is a distinguished friend of the media, Role Model in Education Award, presented to His Excellency Alhaji Yahaya Bello for actively supporting press freedom and being the leading champion of quality education in Nigeria. Congratulations.
At the award presentation ceremony, which took place at the Kogi State Governor's Lodge at Sokoro, Abuja, the NUJ National President Chris Isiguzo noted that Governor Yahaya Bello was singled out after painstaking assessment of all 36 state governors in the education sector by the award committee of the NUJ.
For Governor Yahaya Bello today, we singled him out because of what he's done, massive transformation he's brought to the education sector. And that's why for this year, we said we're going to present to him the role model governor in education. Maybe most people don't know what is happening in Kogi State in that sector. This governor, since he came on board, started a university from the scratch. And today, that university is about accepting the newest intakes of students, actually. And that's the Confluence University of Science and Technology. The Vice Chancellor is here. As we also speak, the governor has transformed the State Polytechnic. If you go there, it is said that seeing is believing. If you go there, you will see it, and I'm happy that the rector is also here to attest to what I'm saying. As we speak, His Excellency the Governor has not abandoned primary and secondary education. He has constructed about 500 units of classroom blocks across the state. The governor did not also abandon existing blocks. He has rehabilitated about 600 of them. As we speak, if you look at the teaching staff in Kogi State and compare them, do a comparative analysis with their contemporaries in other states, the difference is like 7-up. The difference is clear.
Isiguzo also used the platform to correct the notion that journalists and indeed the media play the antagonist to politicians and their governments.
Oftentimes, political actors tend to confuse the role of the media. They see us from the prism of antagonists. We are institutional partners. Where a government has done well, it is our responsibility to acknowledge such achievement. Where the government has also not done very well, it is also our responsibility to challenge the same government and say, in this area, you've not done well. And that's why the Constitution, Section 22, reports the responsibility of holding government to account in the media. It is the media that must look at what they're doing. It's the media that must inform. It's the media that must educate. It's the media that must mobilize the people. And that's what we will not shy away from. We will continue to do that.
The achievement of Governor Yahaya Bello was well enumerated by the rector, Kogi State Polytechnic, whose praise for the award recipient received a huge accolade from the students and every guest present at the event.
Thank you for the security house you gave us at Kogi State Polytechnic. You moved us from a 3-room office to a model of security house that you gave to us. We also say thank you very much for giving us a befitting medical center from a 3-bed clinic to a 30-bed clinic. we also want to say thank you for the massive and comprehensive renovation of the student hostel that students are back to the hostel after over 6 years of staying outside. Your Excellency, we also want to say thank you for restoring security and academic discipline in Kogi State. Your Excellency, we say thank you for giving us free hands to operate in Kogi State Polytechnic. Your Excellency, thank you for the unbroken academic calendar in the last 4 years. Your Excellency, thank you for the improved welfare of staff and students in Kogi State Polytechnic. Your Excellency, thank you for the approval for the takeoff of the School of Agricultural Technology at the campus. Your Excellency, thank you for the massive 6 projects that are ongoing. The new administrative block, the new 200 twin lecture theatre, the new laboratory for School of Applied Science, the new building for School of Environmental Technology, the new building for School of Art Design and Printing, and the new building for School of Science and Technology. Your Excellency, thank you for the donation of security vehicle to help aid our security operation in the campus. Your Excellency, thank you for digitalization of the Kogi State Polytechnic, e-governance, e-examination, e-result computation, and e-examination. Your Excellency, thank you for the campus illumination. Your Excellency, thank you for the effective takeoff of the Confluence University of Science and Technology from one of our campuses at Osara. Your Excellency, thank you for the 24 hours water supply on the campus. Your Excellency, I can go on and go on and on and on. The only thing I can say is thank you very much for everything you have done for the community.
In a related reaction, the Vice-Chancellor of the Confluence University of Science and Technology, Professor Salau Sadiku, testified to how Governor Yahaya Bello's dream of starting a university from scratch to finish was initiated and achieved.
When the idea was mooted, quite a number of doubting Thomases believed that it was not going to see the light of the day. So, when the NUC, National Universities Commission, gave out its recognition to no other person than His Excellency himself, people started saying, is this thing going to be a reality? And of course, he mentioned there, His Excellency said, we are going to go at a speed greater than that of light. I was wondering how that speed was going to be achieved. Then, between that time, which was in the 3rd quarter of 2020 and March this year, the meteoric speed with which the rehabilitation of the facilities that we inherited from the School of Preliminary Studies of Kogi State Polytechnic was very, very surprising to people. I said, no, the magic is GYB.
After receiving the Distinguished Role Model Award in Education from the NUJ, Governor Yahaya Bello said his administration identified the development of education sector as the key to high-level human capital development needed for the emancipation of the people of Kogi State.
I particularly did not know that in carrying out my constitutional responsibility to the best of my abilities, within the limited resources, I never knew that I was making any serious impact in the educational sector and in guaranteeing freedom of press. That education is exactly what we give to ourselves, and we're still giving to ourselves. And you can see our youth are no longer taken to crime. We've been so educated ourselves that when Ibira man sees Igala man, Okun man, Oworo man, Lupe man, Kakanda, Basa, all of us, we no longer ask ourselves, you come from this senatorial district or this tribe, or a Muslim or a Christian. It is this education that bound us together, and today we look at ourselves as co-guides first before we think of where it comes from. That is education.
Yahaya Bello urged every citizen of the Confluence State and all Nigerians to prioritize education and see it as the only workable tool to solving all social vices.